Well, the internet is absolutely important, and really because of the generation that we care a great deal about reaching. 18 to 25-year-olds, they don't perform as well at the polls. And really, for Barack Obama to be successful, I really believe we have to get that 18 to 25-year-old crowd out. The internet is really their facility for doing it. Social networking that happens on MySpace and Facebook, that happens because of the internet. And so for me to think about sort of the future of politics, it really is an internet or a web-based system going forward. Well, we certainly do that. I mean, we have our website. We look and think about ways to improve the website all the time. Again, it's this notion that, like a lot of things, the future in this is much different than the past. The way you communicate, the regularity with which you communicate, all of those things that are web-based give us this greater facility to talk to our constituents and actually add to their ability to be participatory. So it's a fantastic communication device for us in politics, and if we are listening, it can make a difference in how we govern. So we really worked hard to make this the greenest the greenest convention in the history, really, and people would say in the history of conventions, but I think probably before the advent of electricity, they used woody biomass, and with that, they were probably pretty green. But really in modern history, we wanted to make it the greenest convention, and so we've just done everything we can to focus on how we utilize renewable energy, how we have partners in helping us utilize that, have delegates think about how they come here, what the carbon footprint is, find ways for there to be offsets. Recycling is such a big part of it. I mean, everything you could do to sort of green this thing up, we've really been focused on doing. We think you have to lead by example, and particularly in something where you're really looking at a cultural shift. And this is the Democratic Party leading by example. Yeah, really, this comes from a lot of different places. I'm a person who believes in climate change and concerned that it's not about climate change anymore, it's about the rate of change. And I think as a world, we will consume energy differently than we do right now, 25, 30, 50 years from now. And if we don't, then it's at our peril. I think my children will have to have a different energy future, meaning we both produce it differently and we consume it differently in order for them to have the kind of quality of life really that they should have. So it's about that, really. It's about the climate part. But the second part of it is we don't have to look at this as being in this desperate place with no way out. Building an energy economy that is a new energy economy and that allows us to build up jobs and renewables, that allows us to think about efficiency and conservation. There are a whole host of different things that we can think about that relate to energy production and energy consumption that totally change the culture that we currently live in and really at the end of the day can reduce our carbon emissions like we need to. I really think it's not one thing. I think it's a diverse portfolio that includes renewables, that includes things like efficiency and conservation measures. I mean, alternative fuels is something that's really important for us to study, but in studying it, I think we have to be open to the fully electric car or to the hydrogen fuel cell. That we can't right now pick the winners and losers. The market has to do that, but the winners and losers all have to be focused on how we reduce carbon emissions, how we reduce toxicity in the air, and that it is about a clean energy future. And then, again, let the market decide how we get there. Americans are entrepreneurs who can find a way to get us there. We just have to have leadership that says it has to be a new energy future focused on really a cleaner way of living and producing and consuming energy.